You ready? Okay. Welcome to Couch Commentary. My name is Argentarius. Joining me tonight is Saoirse, who is a purple fox.
Hello. And we also have the Void Cat, also known as Kiki, or Fluffbutt. Many names you might hear tonight. Just FYI. So, what are we watching today?
Well, today we're watching Severance, which has been on our plate to watch for a while, but we've never gotten around to it. We're very excited. Thankfully, we've not had any spoilers from our friends, but we do know the premise. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
All right, let's get on it.
Shall we begin with question 1?
They're getting really, really good at getting you to take that employee survey, aren't they? They better have a good reason for detaining her.
I'm sure they don't.
Mm-hmm. This is why it's good to have a union.
I mean, I would have put some distance between myself and the fucking door.
Yeah.
That's a perfect score.
Would it have been perfect?
No matter what the answers.
Yeah. Time to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little cry. Go to work.
Mm-hmm. Have a little cry. Go home.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
That is very nicely cleared parking lot.
Yeah. Oh, from the snow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have to get their little drones to work, you know? That looks kind of like... Because that place is desolate, except for the office, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is an office where, the town's kind of built around the office. It's kind of eerie when that happens. The company is basically its own village.
Mm-hmm. There was nothing stopping him from before.
No. I guess that... What? Weird. Weird security here.
For all we know, turrets can probably just pop out and take you out.
Oh, like Portal?
Yeah.
Crossover with Severance and Portal. Who wants to see that?
He's also the only one wearing color.
Oh, yeah.
He has the same suit, but he has an over jacket.
Yeah. I'm noticing the color palette now that you mention it.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of grays.
Mm-hmm. With splashes of dark green.
Oh, you put your phone into the locker?
Mm-hmm. And any personal effects.
Wow. So it's like a full transformation.
Well, except for the suit.
Yeah. That was already underneath, though.
Yeah. Reminds me of working, or for my friends that had to do customer service for a bank. Wasn't quite this amount of samey, but it was you had to leave everything outside the room. You couldn't bring in or out pencil, paper,
Oh, wow.
pens, phones.
Did we get a little bit of a dolly zoom there?
Yeah.
So you couldn't bring anything like pencils, pen, paper?
Nope, and any notes that you took had to stay in there.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I've never worked for a place like that. I've worked for some places that had some pretty high security, but not that crazy.
Yeah, that's so you can. It was a lot harder to take, passwords out or.
A bug, like a wire that you're wearing or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's a completely different person.
Yeah, he had his disassociation in the elevator down. Is it?
So you remember filming me while I was walking?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy doing a shot like this because keeping the same distance is a little tricky. And knowing when to turn like that.
Or, I mean, you have the person with the camera paying attention and somebody's dragging the camera on like one of the wheelie things.
Mm-hmm.
So you have somebody paying attention to where you're going and somebody paying attention to the person.
Yeah. Like having a
Yeah.
partner grab like your belt while you're walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's on some sort of something with wheels.
Yeah. That looks like an old school terminal.
You're breathing shitty?
Oh no, Dylan's about to wrap Tumwater today.
Yeah, and if he doesn't see me finish, I might get passed over for Refiner of the Quarter and miss out on my goddamn waffle party.
Okay, I'm guessing the waffle breakfast is in place of a pizza party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it up. Well, a little pizzazz.
I like the graphics, like the roll decks.
Mm-hmm.
And the numbers just kind of going into getting collected.
Nonsense work that doesn't matter.
Last time you saw Miss
That-
Cordell, she was
yeah.
in her old office.
It seems like he's at least trying to help a little.
Administration.
Mm-hmm.
Mark?
So this one gets a little bit more color.
Yeah.
I have Mark S. at my desk.
It's that voice box again.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to take a few
Thank you.
minutes.
I don't.
This is
and,
the-
Don't show
thank you
weakness.
To the board as well.
But they are listening.
Mm-hmm.
Always listening.
Always watching.
Our last
Images good.
Oh, we get to see the
it looks nice.
first scene
Mm-hmm.
from the other side.
You're all set.
How they initiate people.
Yeah.
You're sleepy. but
Interesting.
I just bet it'll make you feel right.
So
as
those little
rain.
boxes give you video feed as well.
Yeah, there's a little camera.
Mm.
Obviously, this has gone a little different than before.
That's a perfect score. Straight into the survey.
Am I livestock?
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Did you grow me as food and that's why I have no memories?
Wait, fair.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think we- I can sense that the questions made you feel afraid.
His
or
hands are shaking.
disoriented.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the good news is you're at an orientation.
I don't think he's supposed to go in there,
To a
but
position on these.
grew a full human, gave it consciousness. Yes.
Okay, so they have closed spaces and open spaces in this office. So many rules.
Yeah. Falls right into a giant compactor incinerator.
That's a different movie, I think. Oh, by the way, do you have any predictions yet?
Human wood chipper.
What is up?
What
I mean,
the hell?
I know it's not a technically normal horror show, but it's essentially,
This show is a...
yeah.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a, what, suspense-ish? Yeah.
Thriller.
Does she essentially keep getting knocked out?
No, I think this is the boundary where the severance flips, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And the other person
No.
This isn't like hell. or
keeps
something?
going back in.
Be fun. Look, I
There's
did
that symbol again.
I've wanted to pummel Mark myself, but I am his employer. And he is
HR
your
won't let me.
department chief. So we'll both have to be strong.
Window into nothingness.
It is in Rock Garden
You can
of nothingness.
Of nothingness. Oh, mini discs or mini CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Those did not become popular. But they sure look cool in cinema.
Mm-hmm. Figured out how to weaponize disassociation.
Keep the people down. Keep them working.
Mm-hmm.
I have no choice.
Well, if
Not
you
now.
find yourself here, it's because you chose to come back.
Because I have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the stickler, right? Because we go to work because we feel that we have to. Whether we're severed or not severed, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
So we all just have this weird little creepy pocket where we can kind of see each other.
Yeah. Weird cubicles.
At least they fucking still have them, man.
Yeah.
Like, I miss. That's kind of ridiculous with the whole. That
Oh, the
we've not
open
gone-
office plans?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not gone back to more cubicles.
Whew. The elevator warbles.
Mm-hmm. That's where your disassociation happens.
Mm-hmm. 5:25, not 5:15.
Well, they stagger their exits.
Hmm.
So each of those 4 leaves at different times.
Oh, okay, I see.
And that's also why the change out. You can't bring your outside life inside.
Hmm.
Guessing the disassociation stuff eventually starts wearing off.
Oh, that's your prediction?
Yeah, so people start having inside and outside memories.
Hmm.
Carrying boxes of wheelchairs, slipped on an overhead projector slide, and sustained a minor blow to the temple.
Yeah,
That's not the truth.
of course not.
Oh, and they're basically giving him gifts so that he stays
Yeah,
quiet about it, doesn't,
doesn't look into it.
or doesn't, well, basically doesn't sue them or anything.
Sorry.
And because of the concussion, the head injury,
Mm-hmm.
stuff's gonna start.
There's that logo again.
Yeah, it's a company town.
Yeah, it is probably a town that's built around the company, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good chunk of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially with all the, like, I know the suburbs are very samesies already, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess unless everybody is a single person with just a big house,
Oh, yeah.
and they just get their adults somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. 2
Poor little
fish.
fishes. So sad. Because I know the concept of kids and family.
No,
Yes.
I know, Mrs. Selvig. It's just, it was in my space again.
Because otherwise you can't talk to your family. Like, how was work today? What do we got going on? How can you...
Oh.
Did you forget?
Go to family dinner?
Mm-hmm.
What a lot of people overlook, I think, is that life is not food. Fuel, calories. It's not the same thing. Yes.
Your take on all of this? The food v life of it?
Well, I'm not sure. I taught mostly.
There's a lot of cultures that really value food
I got one for you.
as
I was
a
just
social.
reading this think piece.
Yeah, they do. Are definitely speaking from a different lens of... Yeah, food has a lot of meaning
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of different cultures.
Yep.
And peoples and things, and yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you and I grew up both in families that really valued food as a way to convey like love and emotion, right?
Yeah. And like community and stuff too for both of us. Of, you know, like always having enough to like in case there's somebody comes along or needs extra, or you save it for later if that doesn't happen.
Like if a relative comes over all of a sudden, or you bring a friend, or
or you know it's gotten late, so you're coming in and hanging out with your friend, so there's, you know, enough to, you know, give them something so they're not starving,
right?
All that stuff.
Yeah, and it's always like oh gosh, like what is it, Chinese culture, where if someone comes into your home, right, if you invite someone to your home, you always offer them like a drink or something, at least something, right?
Yeah.
Fruit if you can.
Fruit is number one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and that was also a way of like, especially more so when we were growing up and we tried to kind of do it for ourselves. It's also like a good time tracking thing, a way of like anchoring your day.
Oh, did you grow up where you had to where it was like a ritual or tradition for like everyone to at least get together for one meal of the day?
Yeah,
same here.
it was generally dinner because that's the
That's where everyone could meet up, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's busy at breakfast. Lunch is at school or work.
Yeah.
Dinner's where everyone comes together.
Yeah, it comes back.
Yeah.
We would do breakfast or try to at least have one big like breakfast or brunch thing like on the weekends. When younger.
What's funny here is that they say like, oh, food is just fuel, right?
Yeah.
But they're using it as a way, you know, or at least the sibling here is using it as a way to get Mark, the character Mark, to a social gathering, so he's not alone.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, where's it dinner if we're not actually eating? Exactly. I'm with you, Mark.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. If you invite me to this, there better be food.
Or you let me eat and then we can talk.
Exactly.
Like that's fine. If
if you don't want to eat, that's fine.
Yeah.
But at least allow me to eat.
Exactly. Like either like let me eat a very big meal before, so then I'll just treat this as like an after dinner like gathering, like chat type of, you know, hobnobbing or whatever, but like don't invite me to dinner and not feed me. That's just mean.
Exactly.
All right. Go back.
I'm in the corporate archives division, so.
Oh, so you know all the dirty secrets.
Not really.
Well, Mark's work is sensitive enough as to require the severance procedure.
Oh.
So some people know about it.
So it's not just for them to like it's not just for them, like the employees, of course not, right? I thought it was going to be that it just made them happy little workers, right? So it's kind of entrapment, because what happens when you want to retire, right? You know, someone did want to retire. I'm very curious about that person's story, the person who left.
Yeah, who is no longer with the company.
Right, because that would tell you a lot about the company. But now we've just learned that...
And you're not allowed to know, and they're like, oh, are you going to try and, like, break his anonymity, essentially?
Wait, what?
When he was asking, like, what happened, they're like, oh, would you like me to try and, like, attack his stuff now that he's gone?
Yeah.
Like,
they were very weird about, like... they were very weird about the person who left.
Yeah.
Usually, so... you know me, I've been in the corporate world for a long time. You've been in it too.
Yeah, I've been in it.
But
in
usually,
different segments.
Usually you're given a reason why someone is leaving.
Even if it's not a true one, you're
Even if it's
normally at
not
least
true,
given something of like,
there, or if it's like very vague.
yeah,
And usually the story is they'll say that it's they just want to go
yeah, they wanted to move on.
do something else. Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that like we're owed anything, but like he was talking about, it's like normally there's been a warning, a like 2 weeks notice thing.
Yeah, but now I see, and that's a very good facial expression.
It's the
it's like
why would you do that?
There was another movie, I forget the name of it at the moment, maybe we'll look it up, but there was a movie where it had to do with like time traveling, but basically there was a contract worker who worked on projects that was so secretive that they had to wipe the memory of all the work. Have you seen this movie? It involved time travel.
Of course it did.
I love time travel.
If I did, I'm not recollecting it right now.
Okay, but it's kind of similar to this. I'll have to look it up. I think I might have been in. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of the same principle here. And now that, I've been in the corporate world for so long, it's the scary thing about like NDAs and proprietary stuff, even if you're not like severing your memories, you've basically locked up a lot of your work, a lot of your portfolio, right?
Yeah, you can't like, go find a new place and be like, I did this really big, great, awesome thing in this company.
Yeah, people just
because
kind of
now
have
that's
to,
their proprietary stuff, and you have to trust me to talk about it in a roundaboutish way.
exactly.
without
People have to
giving
trust you at your word.
Like concrete details or show you,
Mm-hmm.
because else you would like be able to recreate it, and it might give you an advantage. Who knows?
Yeah, I've seen articles about people who like, it's actually pretty common, and I'm not recommending you do this, but it's actually pretty common for people to like steal or break their NDAs essentially,
Yeah.
so that they could have something to present at job interviews. But technically not supposed to do that. It's a little bit risky, because if a company finds that out, it's evidence that like,
Yeah.
you've broken your NDA. Yeah.
Apparently it's bath time.
Oh, yes.
I was getting little kitty licks.
Anyway, I thought that's very surprising that like, okay, of course that makes sense.
Yeah. So little sandpaper.
They're a pharmaceutical company that keeps all their secrets. So all the work that you do is basically like, you don't get to keep any of the learnings and knowledge that you made in this company.
Yeah, so also because you don't remember, how would you be able to take those skills somewhere else?
You can't.
Yeah.
Well, that's what companies want you to do today.
Yeah.
You sign away like a non-compete as well.
Yeah, which is everybody's competing now pretty much in everything.
Yeah.
Or an argument can be made. So it's like, oh, what if I leave you? I'm not supposed to work anywhere for 2 years? Nah.
With corporate consolidation, yeah, it's getting kind of crazy.
Yeah. And please don't lick all your fur off.
I mean, I wish I could do it. I just always be thinking about, the other one. I just don't grasp the visceral element. What does it feel like?
In fact, that version of you is trapped there.
Well,
I mean, not trapped, but...
But what?
I'm betting he did that when his wife passed.
Oh, you're thinking he went to the company and got severed?
Yeah.
When his wife passed?
Yeah. Because they were saying, like, you know, his previous wife.
Okay.
I would say the other thing I was kind of noticing, and I feel, I don't know, odd about, is that there is one obviously not white person
Yeah. The token.
at this type of thing. But they're also kind of making him be the one to, like, put his foot in his mouth.
Are you talking about the script writers
Yeah.
doing this? Oh, okay.
And I don't know if that is, like, to try to show, like, he's trying to fit in.
Well,
and like code switch and stuff, that sort of stuff, if that's going to come up later, or if people are just don't realize what their biases are coming out of, like, essentially making it so it feels like he kind of doesn't belong in a certain way, or like he's too much of a tryhard.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's just weird that he's the one that's like, getting some of the flack and getting some of the stuff wrong or weird that
he made a faux pas. Yeah.
Well, he made a faux pas, but I'm also talking about like the World War I stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And like talking about bringing in like the food stuff when.
But the funny thing is he's absolutely right. The other person is trapped there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying he's wrong about that, but like that's what I mean. He was the one to be more so like put his foot in his mouth.
Yeah, he was portrayed as
yeah, as the one seeming like inept or faux pas or not learned,
right,
and stuff. And I'm wondering why, like, because I also don't like what the other lady was like, oh, well, what does that feel like type of thing. Like, that's,
oh my gosh,
what? No,
I mean,
no.
we get asked this because we're trans, you know.
Yeah.
Or
oh, what's that like?
Or because we have disabilities.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. Do you have?
Or heck,
how many years you got?
Or heck, even your like our tattoos. Did that hurt? What did it feel like? And piercings.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something that's just been making me feel weird of like, why is it the one obvious, not saying nobody else isn't, but like the one obviously not white person is the one seemingly making more mistakes and not being as like smart as the rest of them.
Yeah. I mean, he's right. But yeah,
but like he's making more mistakes in certain ways, either socially or intellectually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to be addressed later, or if that's maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We've got a lot of episodes.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
But that was just something I was like, I need to point out because this is making me feel weird. Like, why does this seem very targeted?
Oh no, I felt that too. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, though.
Yeah. Now, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Okay.
It did from the.
Yeah.
It did from the start, but.
Yeah. All right. Good. It's not just me.
No, it's not
fantastic.
just you.
All right. Let's go back into the awkward dinner, not dinner.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, you know, it's. He's out of place, too.
Oh yeah, I understand. Mark is.
Yeah.
But he's not being made to look.
I understand. Yeah.
Like
the people are backing him. In fact, in contrast to.
Yeah.
If I give you $3,000, will you forgive me?
Well,
make it 5 and we might talk.
Yay, food.
Also, why is the one carrying a child not eating?
Hey, how's the good doctor therapy man with that weird little mustache?
That's a nice sweater.
You're not going. And I think she would have been.
Hands have a tremor still.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want a race car bed?
I mean, I want to see the loom he's talking about making the stuff on.
Yeah. Oh. Hungies.
I'm waiting for a freaking jump scare.
Still hungies. Oh, no. Thirsty.
I mean, it's the same.
Yeah. There
See?
you go. There you go. There's the horror.
I'm not wrong.
Uh-huh.
There's going to be creepy parts. I am correct.
That gouge in the wood is not helping either.
No.
Whoa. Whoa. Is that the person that left the office?
Probably he was an older man. Or looked like an older man. The way they talked about him, he had been there a while.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what does retirement look like?
But also that might be his memory kind of.
Oh, yeah. Could it be a memory?
Yeah. Kind of filtering through.
Because we saw a flare, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The concussion might have.
Yeah. Really, you're in that, like, relatively nice of a place and you don't have gutter guards?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have gutter guards.
We're not in that nice of a place.
Yeah, true.
Like, comparatively, like, that's not super old.
That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
The VIP area. So lonely. So lonely.
Recycling was last night, Mrs. Selvig. Severance is pretty permanent.
Yeah. Bypassing the implant wasn't easy. I had help.
Okay, so you're correct in your prediction.
Uh-huh.
Instead of lodging a complaint, you...
No. I tried that first. So did you.
Oh.
Oh.
Right. Okay. So you've unsevered, and now you... What, think they're after you or something?
Oh, they're definitely.
Oh,
after
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Nothing down there is what they say.
I kind of
If something
figured.
happens to me, I'd prefer it be by a friend.
But he made friends with the person in.
We're friends?
Yes.
I'm your best friend.
Yeah, he made friends with the person in the severed state. So.
Yeah. Read what's in it so you know what's in it while you're on the outside.
Yes.
Good night, Mrs. Selvig.
Mark? You're good people.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Is she severed?
I don't think she is. I think they're sent to watch people.
Mm-hmm. Like some of the higher management.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did her face?
Yeah.
Okay, her face kind of darkened. Wow.
And it's essentially ways of checking in.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep messing with the bins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's your sense of time? Are you still keeping, like, proper track and stuff?
And if
Are you
your
going out with
neighbors-
people?
Yeah, she was kind of nosy.
Yeah.
Quite a bit, wasn't she?
Like, oh, are you out with somebody? No, myself.
Huh. They have crazy amounts of observance, like cameras everywhere in that building.
Yep.
You're fine.
I accidentally hit the thing.
They have crazy amounts of surveillance.
Oh, yeah.
And
There's no reason why it would stop at the door.
Exactly, yeah.
Especially if they spend any sort of amount of money, like, you know, doing the procedure and stuff.
Mm-hmm. What's your initial impressions on Severance? Episode 1.
Episode 1.
There was a lot that happened in this episode.
Yeah.
They really set up the premise really well. I think, you know...
Yeah, it's a good pilot. It's a good first episode without giving
all
exposition.
Mm-hmm. I love how we open with the woman's side.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to see it again from his side, from Mark's side.
Yeah.
Like the same situation, different sides of it. And they're both like fish out of water. You know? They're both
yeah.
Alice in Wonderland, essentially.
Yeah. And
did you get that impression? I felt like he was, like his hands were shaking. He didn't know how to do the induction.
Yeah, he didn't know how to run it, at least by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But the other person seemed to, so why is that person not the head of the department now? The older person that was there sitting next to him.
They're wanting to train more people to do this. And he's inducting replacement, right?
Yeah. But also, like... Yeah, I'm just wondering why, because even the, like, HR or administration person...
The head lady?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, yes, you've not had any training, but here you go. Like,
yeah,
why would you?
And he was like, I do not need any, essentially. But you could tell that while he didn't necessarily need any, he was still kind of.
Oh, bless you, Kiki.
He was still kind of shaking and unsure of it.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely bravado.
Yeah.
But also the reason why he was flipped ahead was because the older guy said, yeah, remember if they asked 3 times. So that's where he was kind of flipped forward. So there's also, you know, some fun, like, little cinematography and, like, the little light bit of, like, you know, changing in the, like, elevator, the, like, little,
yes,
you know, dolly zoom type stuff.
It's either dolly zoom. Yeah, it is a dolly zoom.
Yeah, it's just a very small one, which is fine.
It's a very good one. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
Because with a dolly zoom, you're moving and changing the focal length.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty hard to keep the subject exactly the same size, but they did it really, really well.
Yeah. So, it's a good intro. I do feel, and that's probably part of the point, but I did feel it was a little bit slow. Not that it needs to be super fast, but that it was, I mean, it's probably meant to make you feel like what it feels like to walk through there. It's just...
It's very kind of dreamy.
Yeah, it's very surreal.
Surreal, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You might also need to turn the volume up for it a little bit. I feel like it's quieter than a lot of shows, which is fine, but I know you're also, since hard of hearing and stuff, that's also part of why we have subtitles.
Yes.
But it's also for ourselves. So,
yes.
But yeah, So that's also why I was wondering if it's essentially you are getting, it's like the suspense building that they can do in a bunch of like, thrillers and suspense genres type stuff of it's just.
They do a lot of things that puts you at like a unease.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that as well. Like everything is too perfect. It's shot in a way that
it's very bright, it's very crisp, it's very uniform. All straight edges.
Yep. When you're in the office.
Yeah.
And then the outside world is still also puts you at unease, but in a different way,
Yeah.
The buildings themselves are also too uniform.
Yeah, where he lives. And I'm guessing where the company people live. Because nobody else at the dinner was a Lumen employee.
Yeah, which is interesting.
I mean, it does look like they had to drive a ways, but I'm wondering if everybody in the cookie cutter place
but
is
he was
related to the company.
But he was on the roof, he wasn't on the roof, but he was on a ladder.
Yeah.
And he could see the office building.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Always watching. So, I guess the question is, would we do that at our us currently, but also with our current knowledge of how that works?
Would we go along with a severance procedure?
Yeah. Do we think, do you think you would?
Yeah, would you? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Would you undergo the severance procedure?
Try not to spoiler anything. If you, but man, as it is right now, what you know about it, the whole, this is who you are at work. This is who you are not at work.
I see the benefits being that, you don't have to deal with work. But then there's a whole nother you that has to deal with work, right?
Yeah, and doesn't have the outside support.
True.
I think it's like you don't have a community to kind of help you, if you are struggling. Like
that group of friends.
Yeah, there was only one person that he was actually friends with. He doesn't really get along with the other two. He does with one of them a smidge, but you can definitely tell those two also don't like the older person.
Well, and also inside the office, you're under constant surveillance. There's cameras everywhere as well.
Yeah, and that fucks you up mentally. It has been proven. It's lots of experiments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Show a lot of stress. That's not.
And it feels like it would be very hard to trust someone in that environment, in that office environment. So, yeah, you would be cutting off the other you's line of support. So that's a very good point.
Yeah. So, and we know he's using it as a bit of a surrogate for healing, which it's no. There's no shortcuts. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. The mention of, I don't think that, his siblings saying, I don't think that, essentially going into the severance place and disassociating for 8 hours a day is
actually healing.
Is a way for you to heal. Yeah. A way for you to deal with your grief, essentially.
Yeah, that's no, and disassociation is a coping mechanism, a survival thing, but you're not meant to do it all the time, else it becomes severely detrimental, and then you can't continue the surviving. It's meant to give you a reprieve from the really bad, so you can continue functioning until you can get to the point where you can deal with the thing and not have the disassociation anymore.
Yes, but it can become a habit.
Yeah, but it essentially, if it's your only or one of your very, very few mechanisms for surviving, it can be overused and become detrimental.
Oh, I should probably mention, Saoirse here is studying to become a therapist.
Yeah. So, again, this is not any sort of legal or like as counselor advice. This is...
We're not your therapist.
Yes. This is a just FYI from, experience and learning and things of that sort. But yeah, so like I can see, because yeah, there are some times where it was nice of like, oh yeah, man, I wish I could just forget about today. Like it was so bad. Right. I made so many mistakes, or like I had the worst customer or whatever. I used to work in call centers as well. So yeah, there would just be some days where it's just like, man, I would just love to forget that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would also like, I had some great times with some of my coworkers.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where we mentioned the scene where he's in the car, like all of a sudden, just in the parking lot, just in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been days where I'm driving, like going to work, and I don't remember, like I remember getting in the car, but I don't remember the drive over to work. Mm-hmm. I just remember appearing at work, essentially. And, disassociation at like, can help get you to that point where you can get help, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it can become a habit.
Yeah, so
teleporting like that mentally can be very disorienting.
Oh yeah. Also, why would they put the person on the table?
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Like, speaking about disorienting.
Yes.
Why?
Well, they disorient you so that you can be oriented. That was an orientation. I'm joking.
No, that's essentially what they did say. But also, there's different ways, because, like, she had problems getting off that table. She could have easily injured herself. Like, what happens if, like...
Oh, yeah.
Somebody does, and now you aren't down a worker because she's playing this weird trick? I mean, put them on the floor. The floor is disorienting, too.
I would say...
You generally don't wake up from the floor for good reasons.
I would say they probably did it mainly because it looks good on camera. That's probably
Fair.
Why. Because
and then you get to do a fun little, like, continuous shot of, there's a little hole in the table.
Yeah, no doctor would allow this to be like that, that I know of, right? Because usually when you're undergoing an operation and stuff, and especially if it's an operation where you're going to be disoriented, like you're coming out from anesthesia, right? They want you in a relatively comfortable position.
Yeah, not like weirdly sprawled on a table where it looks like somebody literally just dropped you.
Yeah, and you could injure yourself, like you said.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That seems like a waste of resources.
Yeah. And for undergoing a medical procedure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
2 hours?
2 hours is pretty short, I think, for a procedure like that. Like,
yeah, they said it's an implant, but it's an implant in your brain, so...
Yeah. Wouldn't you... Yeah, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so either that's a lie, or, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was more than a couple hours. Also, I know, like, the person's smiling, but it also sounds very much like a...
under duress?
I'm saying this of my own free will. Totally believe me. Does not sound totally believable.
They were actually literally reading off of a script.
Yeah. So, like, Is that just because it's like you've agreed to like read this specifically because of, lawyers, solicitors, legalese?
Also, yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
So like, how did you get to that point? Because something seems weird. It's the fact that like you have to say that and like just signing your thing wouldn't be enough.
Signing the thing would probably be enough. Having a video also doubly protects you,
Yeah.
even still.
But why wouldn't you, if it's going to be a video, you're going to show your now disassociated self. Why not allow it to be a little bit more, like, fine, you can do the legalese recording, but that's just for the lawyers. But have a, like, 5-minute personal one of, like, hey, we did this procedure.
Yeah.
I can't say why, but, like, this is what it is, so this is how it is. We did this, totally chill, so you could be a bit more you. So it's a little... Because me, even if I woke up to that, I'd be like, the heck did you do to me before this video?
Yeah.
You're threatening my child, so that's why I'm smart. Like, I don't know.
If I was making that video for myself,
yeah,
I would make it a lot more personable and be like, hey, other me, here's what's going on. Yeah, sure. I would like you were suggesting, like do the legalese stuff, sure. But then make one more personable, because that would set me at ease. Like if I woke up, a little bit better, knowing that I had pre-planned this and set aside this video for myself, So, yeah, they're really not doing it so that the person who wakes up is at all comfortable,
Yeah. Also, why wouldn't...
What's up?
Okay, so now that we know that it's an implant and stuff,
yeah,
essentially they get short-circuited when they walk out into the stairwell.
Short-circuited how?
Like, when she walked out, you essentially hear her, like, suddenly just, thunk.
Uh-huh.
But from her perspective, she's going out and coming back in.
Well, it would be like, I imagine it would be like when you go out into the stairwell, that's where the severance thing flips, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be, just so much as you're going to be disoriented when you first appear on like the desk and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be a bit disoriented going out the stairwell. And this is her, this person's first experience doing that. It's like, whoa, you're going to be disoriented because you're not used to that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not in the lobby where it's like just completely set up for you to transition.
Yeah.
So, and I guess the weird thing about the elevator is like you probably feel yourself go up and then come back down, and that's it. With the stairwell, you're going through a door, and that's a bit more jarring. So that's probably why she fell, and then decided.
And keeps coming back in.
Yeah, it keeps coming back in.
Like, where's this door? Or
like, I don't belong out here. I belong in there. I need to get back to work.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be going to work. Click.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think they also make it more abrupt in the stairwell. That's why you're supposed to take the elevators. It's supposed to give you.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's something that also makes it more.
That's a fire hazard. Like a fire marshal would not approve.
Yeah.
Because
also, like, why can't he watch her go out?
Oh, because they're not supposed to have any knowledge of like the outside. Because there's maybe a chance of him interacting with the non-severed version.
Yeah.
and they're not supposed to interact with non-severed versions.
Yeah, while they're in their severed state.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Yeah. But yeah, then also, yeah, if there is a fire or an emergency, how are you...
Yeah.
If it's a lot more abrupt going out into the stairwell and it just is too much of a shock for you, then like... You're not going to remember get out of the burning building.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to remember that, oh, hey, there's a fire. I guess maybe if there's like fire alarms going on, there's enough context to be like, hey, don't return through the door you just exited.
Maybe. Hopefully.
But if you're disoriented, that's valuable time. And if you're stumbling, going out the door like that.
Yeah, also then you'd have to be following each other out the door.
Right. You become a tripping hazard for the next person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also I would see you in your non-severed state and me in this. Yeah.
At that point, it wouldn't matter, but like.
Well, you would hope.
You would hope.
Just a turd appears and just mows you down when you come out the door.
The company just locks the doors if there's a fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
So, are we ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's watch the next episode. We hope you join us for the next episode. If you don't want to miss it, feel free to subscribe to our channel. And we also have a Patreon where you can watch our content ad-free, and you can see the rough cuts when we can make them available. And we also have Discord, so you can join the community there. And yeah, we have some exciting benefits and perks there.
Give us feedback. You can leave comments here. We also have a specific area in the Discord for those that are patrons, so it's a lot easier for us to interact and have polls and see what you guys think or what you want next. But for now, I think we'll go ahead and see you in the next episode.